To most gym goers, even you, my lovely viewer, me calling out deadlift is tantamount to an old-timey person committing blasphemy.
And so, as a blasphemer, you are to be stoned to death.
It's heresy. But I actually believe that there are alternative exercises that hit the same muscle groups that deadlifting would, rope in additional muscle groups like the core complex, which is especially good for those of us who have, a desire for good abs. And they do all of this while not doing the same damage that deadlifting does to the joints. Before we go any further, if you haven't seen my previous video, the one that details deadlifting and squatting and why I take issue with some of those exercises, it's linked in the description below, and I would recommend you click on that before watching the rest of this. And if you have seen it, you'll know that my favorite carrying exercises, carrying being the evolutionary category into which deadlifting itself sort of falls, the best carrying exercises are ones that allow you to move after having lifted up a heavy thing.
As a recap from that video, the deadlift does not allow us to effectively move after lifting the heavy thing. It keeps us locked in place, and that is not the essence of carrying, which involves movement. To carry, in its most primal state, is to lift something heavy up off the ground, travel a certain distance with it, and then, once you've reached your destination, put it back down.
This primal carrying movement I divide into two parts. First is the sling, where you actually pick that heavy thing up off the ground. Second is the haul, where after having picked up the heavy thing, you walk with it.
The sling gets its name because it is the motion of slinging something up and onto one's shoulder. Like so. Like so. There we go. That is the actual sling, and exercises that fall into the sling style category, which deadlift loosely does, mimic its powerful explosive drive that originates from the hips. Many of these sling style movements, including the sling itself, include serious core activation because they challenge the body to stay in line and maintain a semblance of good posture while grappling with the gravity of a naturally unstable, heavy weight. That's why I've gone shirtless for this particular picture. No other reason. Just to show you the core activation.
And here are some sling style exercises that I really like. I like these because they're tough enough to actually provide a challenge for the swoliest, broliest looking guy in the gym. Yet mechanically they're simple enough and are ingrained enough in our bodies that they can be done by somebody who might not have much experience in the gym at all.
This standard exercise, which you probably recognize, is the reverse lunge with the balancing leg lift. Here's the shoulder-mounted reverse lunge using a sandbag. Here's the balancizer, which mimics a single leg deadlift movement. We've got the sandbag sling, which you probably recognize from earlier. And last but not least, we've got the barbell sling, a movement that I actually do in the gym, as you can see, because I don't own a 100-pound barbell at home.
So, these are a few sling style movements. They do good things for you. They require balance, coordination, and strength, and after each rep, you're able to move with the weight. So it says on my script, at least.
And the ability to move with the weight leads us to our next half of the movement, the haul. I relate it to the expression hauling ass because in this case, hauling, the workout, is particularly good for your ass. In other words, walking while carrying a heavy load is a great glute workout. But anyway, what I call hauling is this over-the-shoulder, single shoulder carrying movement. Hauling style exercises do not themselves need to be done with the weight over the shoulder, they just need to simulate this movement, this weighted walking.
And now, here are some of my favorite hauling style exercises. Hooray! Awesome! Yeah!
First up, we've got the farmer's carry, a two-handed weighted walk. Next is the suitcase carry, a single-hand weighted walk. Third is going to be the walking shoulder-mounted dumbbell walk, I guess. And then finally, fourth of all, is the weighted shoulder-mounted walking lunge. A little bit tougher of a leg workout. And if you're not as lucky as I am in terms of having your parents' backyard to walk around in, you can always do this, the treadmill haul, also known as a shoulder-mounted carry on a treadmill. Remember, shoulder-mounted carrying is synonymous with hauling.
So there they are, your alternatives to the deadlift. Exercises that are for all levels, all ages, any sort of experience.
My problem with deadlifting goes back to evolution. Deadlifting allows us to lift a lot of weight, yes, but it's more weight than our bodies ever intended to actually pick up. See, you can get an example of this from the 2019 Arnold Strongman Classic. An event called the Elephant Bar Deadlift injured 3 out of 10 competitors, a 30% rate. The stone pickup, on the other hand, didn't injure a single one. You see, for the stone pickup, the men are lifting about 410 pounds from the ground onto their shoulder. Yes, it's a more complex movement, but it is what our bodies evolved to do. We needed to move things from one place to another, and to get them there, we would lift them onto our shoulder. The deadlift, on the other hand, is an 1,000-pound lift for these guys. 1,000 pounds. That incredible amount of weight is just not what our bodies intended to do, even these strong gentlemen. Yes, some of them can lift it up, but the risk of injury is extremely elevated. We're better off lifting a weight that we're able to manage, but might not be as heavy, if we can do things like put it onto our shoulder or walk with it. That's the essence of evolutionary exercise, figuring out what our bodies evolved to do and designing our gym program around that.
So why then, if deadlifting is indeed so dangerous? I sort of crushed this flower with my butt. So why then, if deadlifting is indeed so dangerous and so potentially taxing for the body, do we keep doing it? Well, it's two things. It's tradition and ego, and those are intertwined. Tradition because we see other people deadlifting and we, incorporate it into our own workouts. And ego because, well, human beings can deadlift a lot of weight, like a lot of weight. I notice, as you might have noticed, that people who lift tend to like to brag about how much they lift. That's why people say, yeah, I'm repping like 335 for my DLs, or I'm maxing out at 450, 475 pretty EC. They want to say as big a number as possible. It's a lot sexier than saying, well, I don't deadlift per se, but I sling a weight from the ground up and onto my shoulder, providing a core and balance stability challenge for myself. I do that with about 100 pounds, but that's just one leg, mind you, and I'll do it for, 6 repetitions. I don't know what that factors into deadlift-wise, but it's a 100-pound sling. So people just sort of hear you say 100 pounds, and it's not as fun to brag about. But if we really are going to make the gym the haven for health and fitness that it should be and deserves to be, because the gym's awesome, we need to start shifting our cultural conversation away from just the numbers-wise, how much do you lift? We should start having conversations about how to stay strong and how to stay healthy. And that's where exercises that are evolutionary fit in. Carrying exercises like the sling and the haul, no, they don't allow you to brag about how much weight you're putting up. But these exercises help you look good, avoid injury, and stay really freaking strong. That, in my mind, is what fitness is all about. So there will be more evidence on my channel coming, and I would really love for you to subscribe so you don't miss any of that. Build us a little working relationship here. And until I can release more of that information to you, I'll leave you with some good looking carries to tide you over.